So Singapore did well there to still pick up the bonus points. The bonus points are crucial in a 16 pool.
So Australia have won the toss, elected to bowl first. American ambassador Shiv Chanderpaul opening the baton, hoping to fare slightly better than he did in his first game.
Absolutely. Struggled a bit in his one game so far, Chanderpaul, both with bat and ball. Obviously better known as a batsman in international cricket. Unbelievable record and a real honour for these guys here to be playing with and against him. So we'll have a young, who have we got opening here? Young Jake O'Connell to open the bowling, 17-year-old. He's already been a bit of a star so far at this tournament, really turning a few heads.
Attracted a few offers for the 2019 season in England.
Absolutely, I don't think he'll be short of English clubs wanting his services going forward. So first ball of this match.
Easy single, just pushed out into the covers.
And this what young Jake would have been dreaming of, 17 years old, over in England, about to bowl at one of the true legends of the game, Shiv Chanderpaul. So Shiv Chanderpaul, unbelievable record, almost 12,000 test runs at an average over 50, 30 test match centuries. So quite an intimidating batsman for young Jake to bowl at, but he'll be relishing this opportunity.
Probably couldn't have handpicked the conditions better. Slightly overcast today. Nice breeze blowing. He'll get the ball to swing at least for the first couple of overs.
Absolutely, and he's prodigious with the swing bowling, that's for sure. So best of the conditions here for young Jake. Let's see what he can do here. Big pressure on Chanderpaul after his failure yesterday.
Good start.
Very quick across the field, Jake O'Connell there. Really adds a lot of zip and energy to this Australian side.
Australia, of course, without Mark North today. Was he dropped or?
No, he's just unavailable today due to other commitments over at Old Trafford with the 2020 match over there between Lancashire and Durham. He's not playing, but he's just involved with the game. Venkat here for the US, one of their better performances so far in the tournament. He scored runs yesterday, Sri Lanka. It's a crucial opening partnership here to get a bit of US confidence back.
Wide ball.
Slipping down the leg side a bit there, Jake. Uncharacteristic bowling from him.
Just about to say his control's been good for the first three balls.
So we've got no Marcus North on the Australian side today, and big Ziad Abbas from Sydney sitting out this match. Sam Lang playing in the side, but let's watch this ball first.
Worked into the leg side. Will he look push for two? Easy two.
So Sam Lang just in the deep there doing the fielding. So Sam not actually the captain today, as you'll see with the black armbands that the Australian players are wearing. They've offered the opportunity to Marty Henderson to captain today. It's in memory of a good friend of Marty's and all of us, Anthony Johnson. His passing back in January, so Marty's got the chance to captain Australia here.
Shiv just pushed the ball down to mid off. Think about the two, settle for one.
It's a very good opening over here from young Jake O'Connell.
Just 6 off it.
7 runs, I think, off the first over.
Apologies.
So Shiv Chanderpaul, bit of a start there with 5 off the first over. Ashwin Venkat 2 off 2. So here in the commentary box, James Kane, we have Chris Newton from LMS England, one of the big men of LMS England, Chris Newton, and then myself, Rob Stevenson, representing Australia, trying to get the accent right.
So Marty Henderson will bowl.
So here we go, Marty from Ipswich in Queensland, captain for the day.
Is this a change in tactics? Marty taking the second over?
Quite say it's a change in tactics. I mean, the first game they opened with spin, first 2 overs. Just working on Chanderpaul's legs.
Easy too. Oh, it's
Picked
gone for
into
4.
the gap there, so that'll get Chanderpaul going. Take a little bit of pressure off the superstar. There you go. Bit lucky there from Chanderpaul. That would have been a crucial wicket there for the Australians. Marty's opened up with a bit of a little bit more zip than he normally was. Dane Rakowski says there was a bit of pace there from Jake O'Connell in that first over, Chris.
Definitely got a throw. Warmed up in the nets. Came out ready to roll. Rumours going around the ground. He's mid-80s. It's 80 mile an hour. So what's that in Australian, Rob?
Oh, you know, it's more than 100 kilometres an hour.
A little bit quicker than yourself.
Yeah, no, it's just slightly. Or is it you meant to divide by 5 and times by 8? So how do you go with that? Dane Rakowski, need that chipped in 86 miles an hour into kilometres, please.
Shiv just works out into the offside. Again, running hard. Misfield, still only a single. Good start from Australia. To keep a lid on Chanderpaul. Shiv currently 12 off 8.
So a solid start here from Chanderpaul. So let's just watch this next ball from Marty first.
Again, Bancat works.
Again, working onto his legs there. Bit surprised with are you surprised by these lines from Marty Henderson early on? Do you think it's tactical?
Onto the pads, maybe a little bit of swing.
There you go. So Jake O'Connell will come back on to bowl the third over. USA will be happy with the start, not losing a wicket in the first 2 overs. But then Australia have kept it tight so far, just the 1 boundary to Shivnarine Chanderpaul. A lot of pressure on Chanderpaul coming into this game as the marquee player for the US, and US having lost their first 2 matches. When you look at all the other marquee players in the tournament, Chris, there's pretty much everyone's produced apart from Shivnarine, haven't they?
Yeah. Marcus North chipped in with a 50 yesterday for Australia. Nick Compton for England's got a 50 and a 49. Just watch O'Connell. Oh, beats Venkat for pace.
Brilliant bowling there from Jake O'Connell. Lovely lines.
Yeah. But just go back to the ambassadors. James Franklin probably had a LMS debut to forget yesterday. 4 overs, 0 for 50.
Absolutely, and not many with the bat either. So pressure on Franklin, pressure on Chanderpaul. Abdul Razak's just been an absolute star player of the tournament so far with the bat. Just extraordinary batting from him. It's great stuff here from Jake O'Connell. So it'll just be the single down to the long on. Bit of a fumble there from Marty Henderson, which is very uncharacteristic from him. He's pumped for this game today, Marty. As anyone would be, captaining their country over in England, especially captain of Australia. Real honour for the Queenslander. So Hayden Page that you'll have heard there, fielding out at long off. Hayden plays in the Canberra leagues. Good pace there from O'Connell.
From O'Connell, just a single. His control of line and length has been fantastic. Such a young man, not phased by opening the bowling for his country against Shiv Chanderpaul.
Absolutely, it's just so much experience for a young lad. I mean, the guy's only 17, but he's got over 100 LMS wickets and scored over 4,000 runs. It's just unbelievable numbers. Yeah, so quickly in from Puri through Navasan there. That was great fielding there. really looked like 2 was on there, but he attacked the ball very well. So we've got Brodie Dwyer behind the stumps again for Australia. Teammate of Marty Henderson, the skipper. So we've got 2 sets of teammates in the side today. So we've got Jake O'Connell's Wollongong teammate from Rock Lobsters, Nathan Tyrrell. He's back in the side today after having a bit of a sore shoulder, I think it was yesterday.
Back of a length from O'Connell. Chanderpaul down to 3rd man. Again, only a single. Great fielding from Australia.
So a few of you may be wondering what Chanderpaul's doing playing for the US, given that he's not reputed for his American Test career. He's actually been a resident in Florida for a long time now. So I think he may even have an American passport now. So, but with the associate nations like the US, and this isn't just for last man stands, you don't have to be a passport holder to play for your country. So a lot of these American guys could play for the main American team, even though not all of them have American passports.
Interesting. Maybe we could move up to America then. And
we're always considering it. It's a fun place, America.
Marty Henderson to continue to bowl. Change of action. Right arm round. Getting airs onto the pads of Chanderpaul. Seems to be rolling his fingers across his tactic from Marty. A few cutters.
Such an experienced bowler. Almost 400 wickets at 20 runs a wicket, Marty Henderson. So don't get much more experience than that. Just chipped into the leg side there. Coming back.
I think Tyrrell hasn't picked it up at all. He's run the wrong way.
Not Nathan Tyrrell. That'll be Matt Angus down there, I think. Let's have a look at the replay there. Marty Henderson looking a bit astonished. But let's see. So okay, he chips it down.
Can we pick it up?
Oh, there you go. That's well, an unfortunate one. It should have been a single, but sadly didn't pick that ball. I wonder, there's a pink shirt in the background over there. Is that where he lost it? But so Marty will not be too happy about that. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw this one zip through a bit.
That definitely made the bloopers reel at the end of the week.
It's not the way you want to field to your captain in his 2nd over, that's for sure.
Getting onto the pads,
That's it, bit of a Queensland shoulder barge there.
Chanderpaul was just too quick for Marty.
He's got a smile on his face, Marty. He doesn't look like he's feeling the Angus misfield too much, and why would he? If you're having the opportunity to play against Shivnarine and Chanderpaul, it puts everything into perspective, really, doesn't it? I don't think I've ever seen Marty smile so much on a cricket pitch in my life. Solid play there from Chanderpaul. Just really getting going here. Nathan Tyrrell. So good running there from the Americans.
So what will Australia be hoping to restrict America to? What would they feel comfortable chasing?
I think they'll feel comfortable chasing 150. You know, as soon as the side gets over 160, then it really cranks up the pressure. Again, a lot of batting in this Australian side today, but obviously they're without Marcus North. Just saw with the way that Marcus North batted yesterday, the importance of just picking the gap everywhere. It's unbelievable the way, and we've seen that a lot from the Sri Lankans as well. Just exceptional at knowing where all the gaps are in the field, and with these lightning fast outfields here, that's all you got to do really. Put it in the gap and it's going to run away.
That's the main difference between the ambassadors and the very, very good LMS players, is that the ambassadors almost find the gaps at will. Quite a few times the good LMS players manage to pick out sort of a deep point cover, whereas like you say, the likes of North managed to find the cover point boundary with ease yesterday.
A very productive shot from those guys during this tournament, well, apart from Razak, who just belts it 30 metres over the boundary, is a lot of the reverse sweeps and fine sweep shots that a lot of the better players have been playing this tournament, just really using the gap there, and it just runs away so quickly.
Good take from Dwyer. Connell gets away with that one.
That was did look rather wide, that one, but you could tell by the way he looked back at the umpire. I think we were all expecting a wide there, but not sure if we'll get another look at that.
Well, will O'Connell bowl out? Will he bowl his 4 straight through, or would he look to save?
I think in this situation with Shivnarine Chanderpaul in there, and Jake's really, keeping on a bit of a leash at the moment. I think you just got to bowl four with him, don't you?
Oh, good bounce. O'Connell enjoyed that.
So Matt Angus in quicker for that one.
He picked that one up.
Yep, he definitely wasn't going to let them have two then. So that looks like signalled the bouncer for the over there. So young Jake bouncing a player that's hit 12,000 test runs. So good on him.
Don't think it was that short. It was just seemed to jump slightly back of a length.
So James Kane chipping in about Nick Compton and his media duties this tournament. He's been fantastic so far, Nick, with all the interviews and just helping out generally and engaging with all the guys, and off the field as well. All these ambassadors have fully engaged with their teams, going out for dinners and drinks with them. It's been great to see.
Just offering their professionalism, that what the guys can improve on, what they did wrong. Really look to improve the sides that they're playing in, not just by just scoring runs, but also trying to make the other players better. And if they can all take that away and go back to their local leagues.
Welcome to Taylor Peach, who's watching. He's a teammate of Marty Henderson and Brodie Dwyer, the Australian keeper. Fantastic player in his own right. If he could be bothered to play a bit more LMS these days, then I would have said he could have been a sure thing for coming over here. But welcome, Taylor. Good to have you. So, one ball left of another fine over from young Jake O'Connell. This is turning into a great spell here, really putting the US on the back foot early, and these two guys probably got to get going fairly soon, I would have thought, Chris.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. Are they just going to look to see off O'Connell? Chanderpaul just seems happy to work the singles for the time. I wonder if Venkat's going to be the one to become the aggressor.
Absolutely. Well, Venkat's the one that scored runs for them already this tournament, and he'll be well aware of that. And it's just the nerves of having lost their first two games without too many of the other batsmen chipping in a big way. It's difficult for these openers, because they'll be knowing that if they're not the ones scoring the runs, then they have a few doubts about who will. So there we go, Jake O'Connell's record. Brilliant record for a guy that's only just turned 17.
The economy rate, so imagine Australia to go at less than sevens anywhere in the world, but especially Australia, where it tends to be, especially LMS, more of a batsman-dominated game. Absolutely.
The amount of synthetic wickets in Australia and the average scores and the strike rates there are exceptionally high, so to have an economy of under 7 is remarkable. And there's actually a couple of these Aussie players, I think they have an economy under 6 as well. I know that Puri Srinivasan is about 5.8. So, and talking of Puri, from Sydney, plays with Ocean 12, who are the 2016 Australian champions. Very famous LMS team that resulted from a group of asylum seekers. Great story there. But here we go, Srinivasan probably
it's a big shout.
Pitched outside leg, surely. Srinivasan can't believe it. Just going up to Brodie maybe to discuss the review. It's Chanderpaul, but that was
we're probably not going to see.
Always pitching outside leg, surely. We'll see if they do a front-on angle, which hasn't been the case so far, but hopefully get another look at that. So here we go, Puri, good first delivery from him there.
Okay, Chanderpaul works. We'll push for 2. Will Shiv come back? No. Shiv 22 off 19.
That's it. He's taking a while to get going. He's putting quite a bit of pressure on the US side at the moment. He'll be wanting to get in for 50 and under 30 balls, you would have thought. Yeah. So
I think if he can get back in the hutch, 50 off, like you say, 30 balls, it allows the rest of the American batsmen to play with freedom. Oh.
So it's a good start again here from Puri. Fantastic all-round cricketer. 2016 at the Australian Nationals.
LBW shot.
Yeah, pitched outside leg.
Yeah.
It's going fairly high as well, I think.
It's always tough to get Chanderpaul out LB when he starts the
first outside leg. Yeah, such an unorthodox start. Famous for that. Sadly, you haven't seen him doing much with the bails though. This
he did at the start when he first came in. Yeah.
Good stuff. So, continuing that famous habit of his.
More disappointed he hasn't got the tape under his eyes. the sun reflectors.
English conditions.
Shot.
Getting off his legs down to Hayden Page down there. Matt Angus now up at long off to the left-hander.
America 36 for no wicket after 6 overs. Going along.
It's a very, very slow start here. Run rate of only 6 and over. Real pressure building. So Chanderpaul's just got to unleash now that he's got his eye and he's faced 20 balls.
Sam Lang been given the...
Here we go. So the ex-Australian skipper, who in theory should be back as skipper on Thursday, but a big win here, and rampant Marty Henderson.
Try taking it off Marty, I think that would be.
So Sam Lang, the Australian captain, albeit not for today, to bowl the 7th over for Australia. They're all bowling on the legs. It's obviously a tactic here from the Australians.
They've been consistent, Australia. They can set the field to that.
So it's obviously working very well so far. It doesn't matter if they don't get any wickets at this rate, but you think USA really need over 130 to post anything competitive.
To give themselves Australia will be looking for a bonus point win, regardless of that.
Bowling there from Lang, full length, out to Matty Angus in the deep.
He picks this one up better.
I think we'll hear a bit about the pink ball being hard to pick up from Matt Angus. I'm sure that there'll be a bit of chat about that after the game. There we go. Joel Hall professing his love for Sam Lang again. It's slightly disturbing, the amount of comments that Joel Hall makes about Sam Lang, but it's nice to see. We do need a bit of this love going around LMS. It's a great start here from Australia. Currently sitting 4th in the table after just 2 games. 12 points on the board.
Shot from Chanderpaul.
There we go. He's picked the gap there.
That's a great shot.
Matt Angus won't get round to that. Beautifully picked the gap there at extra cover, Chris.
It just opened the face of the bat. Picked the gap. And is this the start of the Chanderpaul charge?
He really needed that. Just a bit too full from Sam there. Just gave him that opportunity. So where's he going to bowl this one?
Oh, beat him outside the off stump.
Great stuff from Sammy Lang there. Good comeback.
Getting only 8 off the over.
Another good over from Australia there. So run rate inching up slightly to 6.47 and over. 44 after 7 overs.
Australia, if they can get a 10-point win, they'll leapfrog Singapore in the table and sit 2nd.
Absolutely. It's a great advantage to finish 1st in this format. So the 2 teams that finish top of each pool go straight into the semi-final. The 2nd and 3rd place players or teams playing off for the other semi-final spots. Srinivasan back into the attack, just worked off the legs again. Brodie Dwyer, the keeper, running out there well.
Venkat sort of starved of strikes, 13 off 13. Chanderpaul's faced 24. You can't have both guys looking to nail all the way to 50.
Absolutely, they're in a bit of trouble here unless Chanderpaul can pick the gap. I mean, it does relieve the pressure somewhat. He was 26 off 22, so that boundary did help. But then the dot ball after.
Pulled away.
So has that found the gap there out to the deep? No. Sam Lang.
Venkat pushes 2.
Puri. I think even if he had taken that cleanly, I think they had
Venkat comfortably made this ground.
So great start here from Srinivasan. He's looked really good this tournament. Quick in the field, good intensity with the bat and ball. Again on the legs.
Will they look for
And
2?
that'll just be surely just single there. No, they're coming back for 2. Sam Lang with a throw. Right.
But that's huge in last man stands. If you have 8 guys that can bat, bowl and field well, that's definitely what the better teams you look at somebody like the Sri Lankans.
So we got Cameron Tice asking how many players are in the Australian team. Well, they've got a squad of 10 players, so obviously at your side, last man stands. So Marcus North unavailable today, and then Ziad Abbas is sitting out. So 10 in total for the Australian squad. The Americans, just one player sitting out today, making way for Chanderpaul. These twos are important just to keep it ticking. Good running from Venkat, especially with dot balls like that. There's really a lot of pressure building on Shivnarine and Chanderpaul here, Chris.
34-27. I think that's huge. That even if you're not scoring boundaries, if you are picking up the ones and twos, just don't face dot balls. It makes.
So passing in on Chanderpaul's legs again.
Just a single.
Single out there, moves him on to 35 off 28. The end of the over there from Srinivasan. So another good over there for Australia. 8 overs. 50 runs on the board now, but they've come pretty slowly. But Chris, they're really in a no-win scenario, these ex-international players playing in this World Series, because everyone's expecting them to go out and belt 50 off 20 balls, and if they don't, then
they fail.
It's egg on their face. And everyone's so pumped to get them out and just bowl their best at them or bat their best against them. So it's a very difficult scenario for them.
Yeah, they're the wickets that the bowlers want. The batsmen want to dispatch them into the local housing.
James Franklin was a bit unlucky yesterday. A few inside edges that went for 4, but yeah, he'll be keen to pull out a big performance next time he plays for New Zealand. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think his professional pride will kick in.
I think so. The intensity of these games, well, a lot of good players. So all the internationals have commented on the quality going around, and obviously this is the creme de la creme of last man stand. So here we have Hayden Page coming into the attack, just short of a length there, but they'll just get the single there out to Jake O'Connell at mid wicket.
Credit to Marty Henderson. He's got his fielders in completely the right spot every time. The guy at deep square leg has been picked out 4 or 5 times. He's been able to save runs.
That's what you say. Hayden Page plays his cricket in Canberra. He's the. We'll just watch this ball first. Solid shot there from Venkat, but again, just out to the deep to Sammy Lang. They'll come back for 2 though. It's really so important for them to keep running these 2s just to keep it ticking. So Hayden Page, the only Indigenous player in the Australian side. He's represented both Northern Territory and ACT at the Impaja Cup, which is the Australian Indigenous Cricket Championships. So proven big tournament player. There we go. That's again just out to mid wicket just for the single there. So the pressure really building up here on the Americans. Hayden Page continuing the fine form of the other Aussie bowlers, and they're just really not giving anything. But having said that, if Marty Henderson was my skipper, I definitely wouldn't give the opposition anything. Could see the Argy Bargies joining in. They would have played about 200 LMS games, I would have thought, in Sydney. Going up to the Aussie Nationals this year for the first time, so good to have you guys. Good to see Owen joining us as well. Owen from, well, Zimbabwean from South Africa. He's would have umpired at least 1,500 games of LMS, I think. Now,
yeah,
Chris.
definitely.
Unbelievable umpire. So why isn't Ziad playing? Aussie asks.
We don't have enough spare balls.
It's true. Very big hitter, Ziad Abbas. Well, it was a choice. Well, we'll watch this ball from Hayden first. Coming in from quite an angle there with his run up.
Only a single.
So end of another good over for Australia there. 9 overs, 56 runs. So it was a choice between Sam Lang and Hayden. So Sam actually wanted to sit out this game. I don't think he wanted to, but he was happy to. With a squad of 10, you know, there has to be a bit of rotation in the pool stages, keep everyone fresh, give everyone a go. But Ziad refused to accept Sam Lang sitting out, and if Ziad refuses to accept something, then you generally do it.
Yeah.
So Sam Lang is now playing.
So will every player sit out at least once during the tournament, or will it?
I can't imagine Marty Henderson.
There's some untouchables in there.
I think Marty Henderson isn't untouchable.
That ball.
So Pori's sat out a game already. Matt Angus has. So yeah, they've done pretty well with the squad circulation. Srinivasan back into the attack. He's bowled very well so far.
Commentator's curse. Full toss outside the off stump. 4 runs.
That's it. I'll just keep quiet. We do want to see a competitive game though here. So as much as I've got a lot of affinity and support for these Australian guys, we want to see a good game out here. And the Americans are fantastic blokes, and they've been great for us with last man stands. None more than the Perva Nair, who. So that'll just be another single out to mid wicket. Perva is an institution of LMS in the US. He's played last man stands 3 times in South Africa at events. Great to see him here in England. So we'll see him opening the bowling for America, and we do want to see them do well, that's for sure. So
Dodge from Chanderpaul down to fine leg.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that's just a lack of LMS experience there from Shivnarine Chanderpaul. He may have played over 200 tests, but last man stands in this situation. You see that ball going well down the leg side. Just put your pad out the way, take the wide, get the other ball rather than just nurdling it down to fine leg. But then who am I to tell Shivnarine Chanderpaul how to bat?
Chip back.
Great stuff there from Puri. The pressure builds, and
Venkat just 22 off 20 balls. I think he knew he had to get a move on.
It's definitely a result of the pressure, but good bowling from Puri. So let's hopefully see a replay of that shortly. All the Australian team, plus the management, plus Ziad coming onto the pitch with the Waters. Here we go. So Srinivasan comes in.
Into the pitch. Easy caught and bowl chance.
It was that straight one almost on the pads, and Venkat just tried to give himself space, and in the end a very unusual spot there. Unusual shot. Yeah, just chipped it back. It was almost like catching practice. He'll be tremendously disappointed with that.
I think Australia could have pictured the perfect first 10 overs.
Absolutely, it doesn't get much better than this in last man stands. If you've only got the opposition down 1 wicket, to have them at 62. Exceptional first 10 overs from Australia. They just kept it really tight. Their tactics of bowling on the American batsmen's pads really worked out there. I thought it was a bit unorthodox, but
yeah,
it's done the job.
Wonder if that's a tactic that Marcus North maybe asked them to look to implement during this tournament.
Be interesting if he has though, but given the amount of fine sweep shots that have gone for 4, but they've kept the fine leg down there for Chanderpaul. So let's see. So we're switching ends now. So in last man stands, 10 overs bowled from each end at a time. So now the brief pause while they switch ends. Hayden Page to bowl the next over. So who do we have in now for the Americans? So Siddharth Devaneni.
Or Sid, I think we can call him.
Sid. Yeah, Puri with his full name in there. Puri Sotherman, Srinivasan. You can stick to Puri if you want, Chris.
So we see 5 Australian bowlers used. Will they look to get anybody else into the attack, or will that be the 5 that?
Guys are just on the legs. Chanderpaul tries to go big. They won't be able to come back for 2 here. Sam Lang out in the deep, throws it in. Well, who else have we got around? I mean, Nathan Tyrrell offers variation with his spin, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him have a bowl, but at the moment, if the seam option's working, then why switch? He is warming up his shoulder near us, so Nathan Tyrrell, so
I think he's been given the nod by Marty.
I'd like to see Matt Angus have a bowl as well. So Brody will stay behind the stumps, Brody Dwyer.
Wide down the leg side. Good hand from Brody.
That's it, so he's coming down.
He saved the boundary there.
That's good stuff there from Brody. So that's worth 2 runs there. Leaves the pressure slightly. Still got Venkat showing on the scoreboard, but Sid is the batsman at the crease. Devaneni, I think that sounds more professional.
If I said it wrong.
Yeah. Hayden Page, so
Great fielding.
I'm not sure if we can mention what we've just seen there, Chris. We'll keep that under wraps.
Great fielding from Page there. Keeps Chanderpaul on strike. Chanderpaul.
Absolutely.
Great work off your own bowling.
They've really gelled as a unit, this Australian team, and actually pretty much all the teams in the tournament have, it seems. Just great camaraderie before all these fantastic LMS players. It's brilliant to see.
Oh, Chanderpaul goes big.
Does go big, and has he got that over the line? He has, and
6.
That's much needed there from Shivnarine Chanderpaul. He needed to unleash, he needed to get going. Would have been a few hearts in the mouths of the American players just seeing if that cleared. Let's see how far it actually did go over the line. So going to charge.
One hand. Comfortable.
Comfortably over the boundary there. It was the down to a similar sort of region to the we'll come on to that after this ball. Again charging, and he's bowled him. Hayden Page has bowled Shivnarine Chanderpaul, almost 12,000 test runs. Hayden Page from Canberra tried to charge him again. The inside edge just rolls back onto the stump, so that's a wicket that Hayden Page will remember for the rest of his days.
Chanderpaul looking to go again, but that's so unlucky.
It's good bowling there from Page. I think he saw Chanderpaul spun back onto the wicket, so there you go. But that was good bowling from Hayden, because he saw Chanderpaul coming, and he just put an extra yard into it late, which I think the extra pace is what got Chanderpaul there. Let's see. Well, so Chanderpaul comes off. At least he's got runs. He's got his first significant contribution of the tournament. 45 off 35 balls. They're not as quick as he would have liked, but that 6 did help with the strike rate towards the end there, and at least it's given something for the American batsmen to build on here, Chris.
Yeah, the platform would have been so crucial if Shiv could have got to his 50, got back in the hutch, just to allow the USA middle orders to play with freedom, and if they do get out, they've got the pro to come back in at the end.
Absolutely. Well, that's no longer the case. So pressure on the Americans now. So Mahish coming in. He's one of the other top players in this American lineup. Mahish, he's bowled well so far this tournament. Him and Apurva Nair definitely a pick of the American bowlers, but he's got to produce with the bat here. He's got to use all of his experience to. I mean, they're going to have 9 overs left. They've really got to go at least 9 and over, he would have thought, from here, just to post anything competitive.
Try and get 150.
So Hayden Page, end of his second over. Solid start there from Mahish.
Maybe look for 2. They're going to look for 2.
They should definitely look for 2, and they'll come back comfortably. Even without the misfield there, that would have been a comfortable 2.
So do you think over time, when Hayden's talking about the time that he bowled Chanderpaul, he'll miss out that it's bounced 3 times after Chanderpaul's hit it onto the stumps?
Absolutely, you've got to, really, don't you? But that is, I thought it was good delivery, bit of extra pace. You know, you make your own luck as a bowler. And to bounce back, got hit for 6. Well, previous ball, wasn't it, or 2 balls before, and then
ball.
Just come back and clean bowler ex-test star after being hit for 6 by him. That's good character. Nathan Tyrrell coming on to bowl a bit of spin, so they have decided to mix up the tactics, and not a bad approach given that there's 2 new batsmen at the crease.
Also, the left-hander's gone, so Nathan bowl left arm.
Left arm through and round, Nathan will bowl.
So slightly easier for the lefty to...
So they have the deep mid-wicket, deep long on, so those will be the catching zones, wide third man, deep extra point, deep long off. What have we got beyond the sight screen here? Just how fine is the fine leg?
I can't see him, so...
there he is. Yeah, so fairly fine, the fine leg. So relatively orthodox LMS field here. Very defensive, but it's the way it should be with these quick outfields. So Nathan Tyrrell.
Oh, bit of grip.
Good grip first up. It's a wide, but due to the amount of spin, looks a bit disappointed with that call, but clearly outside the wide line.
Be encouraged by that though, if he can.
Definitely, and he got one to really rip in the first Australian game as well. So as the tournament goes in, I think Tiz's bowling could really become a big factor for the Australians. Him and Marcus North. We saw with the Welsh team that played against Australia yesterday the importance of spin, because the Australians won, but they found it really tough going to face almost 20 overs of spin.
16 overs of straight off spin at one point. Which
there you go.
Oh,
great spin there from Nathan Tyrrell. So this is tough work for Mahesh. Second ball after coming in. To face something like that is difficult, and they've got a third man, so there's no easy runs for him to do a late cut. So it'll be interesting to see what's in his mind now. Could dance down the wicket here to try and negate the spin. What do you think?
He's got to get to the. If he's going to use his feet, he has to get to the pitch of the ball. Tyrrell getting turn and bounce.
Dane Rakowski, I don't think we'll be seeing me keeping for the Australians in this tournament. I think you got a.
Luckily.
There you go, well played there from Mahesh. It would have been a few doubts in his mind off that previous delivery. So just a single to get off strike there. So Devaney on strike now.
Most batsmen tend to give themselves 5 to 10 balls, especially at this age. You've still got eight and a bit overs to go. That you can afford to have a little luck before one of them decides to be the aggressor. Oh, stump and shout.
Big appeal. It's a no from the square leg umpire.
Again, bounce, a turn and bounce from Tyrrell.
Be interested to have another look at that one. That certainly looked close. It was a confident appeal from the Australians. They don't look very happy about the decision. Brady Dwyer would be very keen for the stumping there.
Let's have a look.
So he dances out.
Oh no, he got his back down.
Great stuff.
All in one, the same motion of playing the shot is.
Yep. Well done from Sid. So Devaney survives that stumping appeal.
Brilliant from the umpire.
This is great stuff from Nathan Tyrrell, and this will be huge for the Australians going forward to know that they can use this as
beating him again.
Excellent first over there from Nathan Tyrrell. Just the amount of turn he was getting and putting it in the right areas, that really is a extra weapon that Australia have for this tournament.
3 off it with his first ball going for a wide. That's fantastic finish to the over. I think he'll definitely be getting another couple of overs.
So it'll be interesting to see who we have next. Well, let's just have another look at this. Just look at the amount of turn here. It revs on it. Great stuff there. I mean, it's.
I think I've just heard Nathan Tyrrell saying he's turning it 2 foot. I don't think he's turning it that much.
As Peter Bowman says, great decision from the square leg umpire there. The stumping, very experienced umpire, Tanvir. Going way back many years. I remember him umpiring at Lord's back in 2013.
Yeah, he's done the rounds. He's definitely one of the stronger umpires from London.
Pete Bowman, I remember you playing with us that day at Lord's. Good times. So
Marty back into the attack.
Marty Henderson. So no Matt Angus yet. 12 overs gone. I think we will see Matt bowl a couple of overs, especially in this context. They'll want to keep the pressure on, but it's also important to keep all your guys bowling and part of the tournament for when you need them. So Henderson's third over here.
Just holding the ball back slightly. Bowling into the pitch. Using all of his experience.
See how quickly he got back to his mark there. He really wants to keep the pressure on here. He'll
club down the ground. Will he look for 2? Great fielding. Brilliant from Dwyer.
Good backing up there from Brody Dwyer. See, he's getting back. He's trying to get through these overs, Marty. And when you've got the opposition under pressure in LMS, it's really important to get through the overs quickly. Just not give them the chance to stop and realise that they've got to get the run rate up. Wide outside off.
Found the boundary.
Much needed boundary there from the Americans. That was really crucial for them to get a boundary there.
Again, if you look,
lovely shot off the back foot. Just picked the gap beautifully. So there's a big gap there between deep point and long off. So
Marty had the ball in his hand, ready to bowl instantly. Really looking to rush through this over.
Wide outside off. Where's that one gone? So down to third man. Well picked up there by Nathan Tyrrell. So I think we're probably going to see Nathan Tyrrell come back into the attack now, won't we? So decent over there from Marty. The Americans will be relieved to have hit that boundary. Mahesh looking good there. That was very positive from him on the back foot, and maybe he'll be looking to a similar shot to Nathan Tyrrell's spin now. Marty Henderson, that's an incredible record. 389 wickets at an average of under 21, an economy rate of 6.4. Brilliant stuff. Him and Sam Lang, both very similar records with the balls, and true institutions of last man stands. Both have been to multiple world championships, well-travelled LMS legends in Australia, and that's not using the word lightly.
A lot of overs when you think you only bowl 4 a game. That's over 1,200 overs.
Absolutely, plays a lot of cricket.
It's a key stage of the game.
Here we go. So Nathan Tyrrell, how's Mahesh going to handle this prodigious turn? Well, there we go.
Just not facing
I think Brodie Dwyer saying a few words there. Here we go. So we're looking for that turn again, Tyrrell. That's it. So Mahesh did go for that similar shot out to deep point. So Marty's moved round to, where's he going back out to? So he's a bit more round towards cover than the deep point region. So I think that previous overshot from Mahesh has caused a slight field change there from the Australians.
They just seem to have moved the third man wider, which has enabled the cover point fielder to go more into cover.
So Devanani on strike. That's gone big there. Really got hold of that. That's what he needs to do. Just get down, negate the spin. Way over long on there. So Devanani showing that he's dangerous here. Let's see this.
Front leg out the way.
He didn't even get down the wicket too much. It was just maybe a bit too full there from Nathan Tyrrell, and freed up the front leg, as you say, Chris. Oh, he did take a step out, so chance for a stumping here, you would have thought, if Tiz could get one to rip a bit more.
Oh.
Good, Tizzy.
Kept a bit low, that one.
That one did.
Dad, come back, Tizzo.
So run rate now 6.62 and over. 90 for 2 after 13.3 overs. Got 13.2 showing on the screen. Wide outside off, so that will just be a single out to Marty Henderson, the Australia skipper for the day, in memory of his great friend and a great friend to all of us, Anthony Johnson. The Australians wearing the black armbands in respect and memory of Anthony. So Mahesh, he's gone big, but where's that gone? It's edged down third man, Sam Lang. So real show of intent here from the Americans. They know that they've got to get going and working themselves back into a slightly more competitive situation, I would have thought, Chris. I mean, 92 after 14 overs. You've got 30 balls left. You'd be hoping for, well, they'll be hoping for 60 off those 30, which will get them up to 150. So they're not completely out of this yet.
No, well, current run rate takes them to 130. You've got to assume that at some point they're going to put the foot on the gas and, like say, to get 150, make this Australian team think.
So the Americans have played 2 games so far and sitting bottom of the ladder, having played 2, only 4 points on the board so far. The Aussies on 12 points after 2 games. Marty Henderson, captain for the day, back into the attack. Mahesh really going for it now. So that's 2 big swings, which he's got nowhere near to connecting with. He looked fantastic with that shot through the extra covers there. So maybe a bit of panic setting in here for Mahesh. What do you think, Chris?
Just think he's trying to hit the ball too hard. His head's lifting up before. So premeditated that he's clearing the front legs, looking up at the sky.
That's it again, and he's done the same again, and Henderson goes in. Bit of a chat there. I think that's definitely something said there from Marty Henderson. I think when you got Marty Henderson bowling and Brodie Dwyer keeping, and you swing and miss a couple of times, I think they're going to let you know about it. Kel Sprite, why is it only 5 ball overs? So you'll also notice, well, there,
Is that a chance?
to long off, so drop short of long off, just a single there. But just quickly on that, you'll notice they're also bowling 10 overs from each end. So last man stands, when it was set up, a big part of it was trying to change 2020 to be a 2-hour game. So they bowled 10 overs from each end and 5 ball overs instead of 6 ball overs, and then that reduced the 2020 down from about 3¼ hours down to about 2 hours and 10 minutes. So back on the game, Marty Henderson here, bowling well. Zips it through again, so that's 3 that have gone through to the keeper this over from Marty.
Plenty of
chat there.
Plenty of chat. I think that's the Marty that everybody knows from back home.
That's it. I'm sure that he wasn't encouraging the batsman there, Marty. But this is a great spell from the skipper of the day.
He's even having a word with the non-striker on his way back to his mark.
Oh, and I think the umpire as well. I think, well, even the commentators are intimidated, and we're 80 metres away. Yeah, so he's
got that off the deep mid-wicket.
Just the single there. They're thinking about the 2. They could have had the 2 there. That was.
I think Jake O'Connor was doing a little bit of
fishing,
trying
boxing.
to get them. Yeah, trying to get them.
Boxing. What's he doing?
Not fielding correctly. That's a.
So, end of a great spell there from Marty Henderson, captain for the day, and he responds under pressure. 4 overs, none for 24.
So 5 overs to go. 30 balls.
25 balls. 5 ball overs in last man stands, Chris. In case you were not listening to me during the last over.
Sorry, maths has never been my strong point.
That's certainly true. Wait, do you have a strong point? Obviously, I've seen you score a lot of runs in my time, Chris Newton. Good footballer as well. Tory. Has he let that one go? No, he's just managed to save it. So, that was just 2 though, was it, Chris? Yep, so his heart would have been in his mouth for a moment there. Tory. They all know that any sort of misfields are going to be watched again and again.
That's the first mistake that the Australian boys have made in the field after 16 overs.
Yeah, so Hayden Page outside off, he gets away with that one. The umpire looked like he had a bit of thought about it. Anyway, so Hayden has also bowled very well here.
Got the wicket, the one that all the Australian boys wanted.
Absolutely. The big wicket of Shivnarine Chanderpaul, clean bowled. Well, not quite clean bowled, but bowled by Hayden Page.
Inside edge.
That's raced down towards fine leg.
Just a single.
Matt Angus gets the ball in. So now it's fine bowling here from Hayden Page.
2 balls left of the 16th over. Still under 100, America. Back of length from Page again. Only a single down to Henderson. Page has bowled the final ball of his 3rd over.
Good ball to finish, straight back at the bowler. Great stuff from young Hayden Page.
4 overs left, 98 for 2, America.
So we're back on the Facebook feed. A slight glitch with my phone, so throw in a few comments, and if you make them good ones, then he'll get a shout out. No pressure. Phil Callahan, the LMS Melbourne manager, good to have you joining us, saying that Matty should get an over. Phil and Matty have played together at a World Championship in South Africa just in last December, which is where Matt Angus actually qualified for this Australian team. He was the best Australian all-rounder at that tournament. So booked his spot on the
fully deserving of his spot.
Great man, Matt Angus, lovely bloke. So Nathan Tyrrell back into the attack.
Again, only a single.
Out to long off there. That's the character of all this Australian team, the camaraderie between them. It's a lot of big name players in there, but I think when all these big name players are surrounded by other ones, then the egos go out the window, because it's hard to have an ego in amongst that amount of runs and wickets. Ball's gone high there, so looks like could just drop safe. Oh, it's a fantastic catch from Puri Srinivasan. Unbelievable stuff from the Sydney player. Brilliant stuff. He was so quick to come around there. Hopefully we can see a replay from another angle there, Chris, because he was a really wide long off and he had to make up a lot of ground. I thought.
Again, give the bowler credit. Nathan Cyril tossed it up, enticed the big shot.
Absolutely.
A little bit
got the spin just off the bottom of the bat. Didn't quite get enough of it. And just look at this.
That's a great catch.
Just the pace that he came round to that as well, and you know when you get as tight a hug from Marty Henderson as that you've done something special. There you go, tossed it up, prodigious turn from Nathan Tyrrell, bottom of the bat before he comes around and takes it. But where he's fielding though, he's really wide long off. It's between deep extra cover and long off where he is fielding, so he would have probably made about, I reckon, about 25 metres to get to that. So that's a great catch there from Srinivasan. So Devaneni goes for 16 off 17 balls. Be a bit disappointed with that.
Still 99 for 3 now, USA.
So they really have to go now. Last few overs, 5 wickets in hand. Australia have really got USA under all kinds of pressure here. They just got to get over 130, Chris. It's just
to give them something to bowl at.
So Tyrrell, a bit fuller that time.
Squirted away.
Great fielding there in the deep. Excellent stuff from Hayden Page. Come back for 2, but that was definitely a boundary saver. Hopefully we can see a replay of that.
He's having a great first 20 overs, is Page.
So Nathan Tyrrell, midway through a brilliant spell of bowling here. He's got the wicket he deserves. Again out to the deep.
Be a single, will it? Are they going to come back for 2?
Got to come back for 2.
Oh no! Brilliant.
They had to come back for 2 there, Chris. I mean, Hayden hadn't even picked up the ball by the time they got to the other end, and in this context, all these runs are valuable.
You've still got plenty of wickets in hand. A run out like isn't disastrous at this point. Turn and bounce from Tyrrell.
Great bowling, Nathan Tyrrell, and he's going to be a big weapon as the tournament goes on. Definitely, Chris. The more these pitchers take turn later in the week, Marcus North and Nathan Tyrrell with their left arm spin is going to be a real strong suit for Australia, I think.
Especially in this 30-degree English weather that we've had for 3 months now.
The outfield's just lightning fast here in England. It's a glorious long English summer. Today's an uncharacteristically cold one, overcast, so you would have expected a bit more swing today.
And this is Page, the bowler's final over.
To finish off an excellent spell here, Hayden Page.
Oh,
there we go, stuck in the pad.
It's probably not out.
The gentleman Brodie Dwyer.
Go, Pagey.
Page back to his mark. Another great spell from Hayden here. He's a brilliant batsman as well, so he's a huge addition to this Australian side, as they all are. So pretty much the entire American side from New Jersey or New York, actually, Chris. There's only Chanderpaul from Florida. So none of the Western USA leagues represented in this American side. They'll be desperate to compete here after losing their first 2 games. Play most of their LMS cricket in New York out at Van Cortlandt Park.
Slashed away.
Go, and that's down a third man. Well taken by Nathan Tyrrell. Good fielding there.
The way Australia are fielding, it's like they've got more than 6 outfielders.
They haven't given them too much, just one slight fumble from Puri out in the deep, but outside of that it's been a very good
Clean
fielding performance from the Aussies, which the first game they were poor against Sri Lanka in the field, very poor, so it's great to see how they bounce back from that. I think that was first game nerves.
I think that one of the things that Marcus North sat them all down. told them to relax and enjoy the cricket.
Absolutely, so much talent going around this World Series. That's really what will affect any of those players. Is just the nerves stopping them playing the way that they normally do and what they've been selected for across all the teams. So Hayden Page, brilliant spell here. 1 for 23 so far with his last ball. Slower ball there.
4. Great shot.
Disappointing way for Hayden Page's spell to end, but that was a cracking shot there from Dua. Saw the gap at extra cover, so in terms of the boundaries and sixes, that little zone over there has dominated, Chris. So anyway, good spell there from Hayden Page. Finishes up with 4 overs, 1 for 27 from the Canberra player.
Great shot. It's a fantastic shot.
Slowed it up a bit here, Hayden. Slower ball, picked it, gave himself a room.
Good wrists.
Belted through extra cover.
So 108 for 3, with just 2 overs remaining. I don't think 150 is on the cards here, Rob.
Absolutely not. Well, but then remember that game we saw yesterday, an absolute cracker of an LMS game between Scotland and India. Scotland posting 196 batting first, and I think with about 7 overs left, India were about 115. And then some extraordinary batting towards the end. Saw it come down to the last ball. They needed a home run to tie the game. And then hold out to deep long off. That was an absolutely cracking game. Just, well, let's see, Puri Srinivasan back into the attack. Down the ground there. Surely just a single, and it is just a single.
Intensity of the running bit for the USA batsmen's not been great. They've sort of dawdled through. Need to put pressure on these fielders.
It's strange because Mahish was very intense with his running when he first came in, but slowed down a bit. So Joel asked what sort of bowlers the US guys have. Well, yeah, Mahish, spinner, Apurva and Nair, who's definitely been the pick of their bowlers.
Chance for a run out here.
Make it back for 2 there, but Apurva Nair will be the man to watch out for. He's going to have a crucial spell opening up with his seam bowling, and the US really need him to bag 2 or 3 Australian wickets if they're going to get themselves back into this game. Sam Lang there in the deep, the Australia skipper, just not for the day. So Puri, big wicket for him earlier on as well. The other opener, Venkat, just chipped it back to him. Very strange shot. Hasn't been a weak link in this Australian bowling attack so far, Chris. It's great all-round performance from all of them.
Been impressive. Used the conditions, especially it bowled into the wicket. Chance for leg by.
So just 8 deliveries remaining. Score 111. 130 could still be on, but not with the way that things are going here. Mahish and Dua just really need to just unleash. As you say, it looked like Mahish was trying to hit the ball too hard and losing a bit of his timing, which he's obviously got the timing given a couple of his shots that we've seen so far. So
even 120 just feels so far away from us. It's only just, can they find a couple of boundaries just to give them the momentum? Edge,
go, fine edge, and this could be left-handed fielding from Stevenson, but it's not. It's gone straight past me.
Standard fielding from Stevenson.
Normally had the gloves on, Chris, you know. So that's much needed boundary there from Mahish. That will get his confidence up a bit, even though it was a thick edge. Nothing better in LMS than getting a thick edge past the keeper that runs away quickly. You know, you got away with one and reduces the strike rate pressure.
It's one of those, nothing anybody can do on the fielding team. The third man didn't stand a chance. Previously mentioned the outfield's so quick.
Srinivasan in, turn is over. Where's that one gone? So that's gone high. It's going to land safe and it spins away for 4. So 2 much needed streaky boundaries there from the US, but they'll take the runs any way they can at the moment. That gets them up to that 120.
Seems so far away 2 balls ago.
Mahish will feel a bit less pressure as well after that, even though he didn't time either of those shots. Just the pressure alleviated slightly. So unlucky stuff from Puri Srinivasan there. Two good deliveries. Thick edge that one, thin edge the other one. Both gone away for 4, so disappointing end for him for his spell. But he's bowled well, as have all the Australian bowlers so far.
So final over. It's going to be O'Connell. Is it?
Go, Jakey boy.
Yes, it is, yeah.
There you go, a bit of a... slightly, what do you think of that haircut, Chris Newton?
Not really one to question other people's haircuts.
It's the youth of today, no, not like our...
Oh.
That's out to the deep.
Sixes,
This could be just beats Puri Srinivasan in the deep.
So now it's 3 boundaries in a row for America. 1, 2, 4 balls to go. Maybe could they get 140? Could they nick it?
I think. Well, I mean, 135 they'd surely be happy with, given where they were a few overs ago. But 4 balls left, home run would be absolutely massive. It's also just that momentum shifter and the confidence for the bowling side to know that you've basically got a freebie there at the end with the extra runs. But I mean, a home run against Jake O'Connell, you couldn't really imagine that. To be honest, he'll keep it way outside off stump, I think, for the last ball.
There we go, right on cue. Yorker. I think that's what he'll go back to for the next 3 balls.
He's got such good control as well. He can just bowl it there all day, so I think that's what they'll be after. They haven't taken up the power play option available in the last 2 overs, so they're keeping 3 fielders each side of the wicket. Deep third man, fine leg, deep point, deep mid wicket, and then deep long on and long off.
Again, wide long off.
Very wide long off, but you know, still got the catch with it, and that's the gap that we've seen a few of the boundaries go to.
Got to look for
Brody Dwyer around
just
to
a
it.
single.
Surprised that Jake didn't go to the stumps there, given that Brody left a player of his calibre, but anyway, it's hasn't damaged the Aussies there. So young Jake O'Connell, another brilliant spell from him, just helping his growing reputation once again. A lot of English clubs with their eye on him at this tournament. Great bowling, bit of movement, just goes through Brody Dwyer. Nathan Tyrrell comes up to clean up a bit there.
Just buys.
Brody looks like he hurt himself a bit there, Dwyer, which the Aussies won't want to see because we'll be expecting him to open the batting here.
Rob might be called off here, Rob, if they need the keeper. I think it's what the crowd would want to see.
Admittedly, it's what most of us would want to see, but I don't think that'll
especially if you
be
play in the opposition.
The sheer thought of playing a game in the same side as Marty Henderson strikes a fear of God into me, so I'll definitely be avoiding that. So it's a great last over here from young Jake O'Connell, and coming up for the last ball, he's done really well to keep it in check. That was the last ball, sorry.
So
A few glitches with our technology here. So brilliant stuff there from Jake O'Connell, just 8 off the last over, ends with 4 overs, none for 23. Mahesh got going a bit with those 2 streaky boundaries towards the end, 26 off 20. It was an important innings in the end. They needed the runs there, but no one really got going for the Americans. And Chris, that makes Chanderpaul's innings seem all the more important.
yeah, I think as the teams exit the field, you can see from the way the Australians are reacting that they well and truly feel that 20 or 30 runs under par. The Americans could Chanderpaul have kicked into extra gear a little bit earlier? The way the middle order batted for America, they struggled. I think when the pace came off the ball, obviously Nathan Tyrrell bowled a few quality overs left arm spin. Marty Henderson rolled his fingers across a few, which cut into the wicket.
So they all bowled very well. Srinivasan's figures burn out a bit by those 2 late boundaries. Nathan Tyrrell really showed his value to the side there. Slightly surprised to not see Matt Angus get a bowl, but when you got the opposition under the pump like that, then what are you going to do? It's a big game. Got to keep them under pressure.
Don't need to change it for the sake of changing it.
Great stuff again from Jake O'Connell there. If you look at this scorecard here, you can see Chanderpaul's 45 does look a lot more important because none of the American batsmen really got going in terms of strike rates. So, you know, he did need to stay there and at least help them set something. And they're going to come out, and Apurva Nair with his LMS and non-LMS experience, he's played at a high level. He's been involved with American sides in proper cricket. So yeah, he'll be coming out, and if he can snaffle 2 or 3 early wickets,
they're going to need a few early wickets, I think. So I don't think they can restrict this Australian team to below 128 without bowling them out, I think.
Oh, absolutely, there's no chance of restricting this Australian batting lineup. There is no chance of them batting 20 overs and not
winning the game.
Winning this game. So if we look at the bowling figures there, just the 1 over for Sam Lang. Maybe he's got to work on his fitness levels or something, because that's a bit surprising. 1 over, none for 8.
I think it just maybe becomes captain again, and then he can bowl his full complement.
Absolutely. So Marty Henderson champing Sam Lang a bit there with his taking over the captaincy for the day, kindly offloaded by Sam Lang, who then is only given 1 over. 4 overs for Puri Srinivasan, 1 for 26, and that was blown out by the 2 streaky boundaries at the end, so a great spell from him. Nathan Tyrrell coming in, prodigious turn, flighted it well, 3 overs, 1 for 16. Hayden Page, 4 overs, 1 for 27, and young Jake O'Connell with another tight spell as well with his 4 overs. Been very impressed with Hayden Page's bowling in this tournament so far.
Got the big wicket. I think we'll be hearing plenty of that as the day goes on.
So if we look at this table here, Chris, can you talk us through this table?
We've got Sri Lanka, top of the log, play 3, 1-3. Missed out on a couple of 20% bonus win points, which makes them on 26 points. Singapore played 3, 1-2. Lost earlier to Sri Lanka on 20 points. They've been the surprise package of the event so far, beating South Africa yesterday evening in a fantastic game.
The context of this, Chris, the bonus points are really very important for Australia here to pick up those extra 2 bonus points by chasing the runs in under 16 overs.
Yeah, get into second place. Obviously South Africa will play Wales later on. South Africa will have a chance of leapfrogging. I think it's crucial that Singapore have surprised everybody, that there's a realistic chance that one of Sri Lanka, South Africa or Australia won't make finals day.
Absolutely, and also the Welsh side could spring a surprise. They've lost 2 games so far, but they've been competitive, as you can see from the bonus points. Like, they picked up the bonus points in each game, which means that they've lost close matches, lost by less than 20% both matches, and a lot of those players relatively new to LMS in the Welsh team, so they're only going to get better during the week.
As the week goes, you see the net run rate as well. America -4.5 has shown that when they have lost, quite heavily.
What do you say?
Absolutely, and then it's hugely important to finish second rather than third, because there are some quality teams in this tournament, and when you look at the other pool, certainly in the other pool, I think this Pool B has more depth in it than Pool A does, so the difference between playing second and third in Pool A would be significant, I think.
Interesting take. I think Pool A is probably stronger with England.
That's your
biased
British bias. Well, actually, I should probably have British bias as well. But
can you ask if there's you and
well, who do you think the main threats in the other pool are? Obviously, Pakistan, one of the tournament favourites, and with Abdul Razak, they're surely a shoe-in to finish top.
I think even without Razak, they've impressed Pakistan. They've bat all the way down to 8. Everyone seems to be able to bowl. Obviously, Razak not bowling currently for Pakistan, which shows how strong that the Pakistan bowling attack are. I think New Zealand are going to come back strong this evening against England.
James Franklin needing to bounce back.
Do
we have confirmation that James Franklin's playing today or not? Yep, apparently Franklin in for New Zealand today, so make sure you tune into that later. He'll be back with a bang after bowling 4 overs, none for 50 yesterday.
Franklin v Compton, Middlesex v Middlesex.
There you go, that's a match-up, so there's going to be a bit of rivalry going on there. So you got Pakistan, who's probably going to top the other group. England have been looking quite strong. New Zealand, they had a brutal loss yesterday against Pakistan, but
they looked very good on the Sunday though, New Zealand.
They did. So maybe not as.
And then you've got the Indian team that
they've struggled so far. The Indians, haven't they?
I think that's been one of the surprises of this week. That of the major cricketing nations, India surprisingly they've been the one that struggled.
So here we go. So the openers for Australia, they've gone for a left-hand combination. Nathan Tyrrell and Brodie Dwyer. So the keeper Brodie showing that didn't injure himself too badly. The one that went through him. Nathan Tyrrell back where he's most comfortable in last man stands, opening the batting, top of the order. Former world #1 batsman, he topped the world's batting rankings for 18 months. struggled a bit with the bat yesterday, but only had a few balls. Came in fairly late, hit 2 runs, and then he was disappointed with the way that he got out.
So how will Australia go about this? Do you think they'll look to get first 4 or 5 overs, get on top, get ahead of the rate?
Dwyer's the anchor for Australia, so he's just going to go out and play his normal game. He'll be wanting to get through to his 50 off 30 35 balls, just to provide the foil for the rest of the Australian lineup to go for it. That is his role, and that's the way he'll play, and that's the reason why he qualified for this tournament, having topped the batting rankings at the Australian Nationals last November. Played that role throughout the tournament for the second 11 from Queensland, his side. And it works brilliantly because it just gives license to the rest of the lineup to come in and have a go. And the fact that he's left-handed helps as well. Mix up the lines for the bowlers. I know that Sam Lang is a big fan of mixing up the batting. So the commentator's better half on camera at the moment. And what's that in front of her? There you go. Congratulations, Chris Newton, on paternity leave but still doing a bit of cricket commentary. So here we go, Apurva Nair. This is the key for America. Apurva, his spell, I feel, is crucial. It's just if he doesn't get 2 wickets,
Game
USA,
over.
No chance in my opinion. But he's a very good bowler, very competitive, and he's performed exceptionally well so far this tournament in a couple of American losses. So Apurva Nair to bowl first.
White ball. So if you were bowling to Dwyer, where would you look to get him out? Where has he got any weaknesses?
Well, I always like the quick in-swinging Yorker. Just try and take out middle and off.
Is that what you bowled to him if you wanted to get rid of him?
If I was able to bowl that, then I would bowl that to Brody. No, I mean, early on he does... I do feel sometimes he reaches through it a bit early, outside off stump. So if you're bowling across him, just trying to get those ones that he does the kind of cut or dab to.
Yeah.
Maybe just try and get a nick early. Well, with Nathan Tyrrell, I wouldn't know where to bowl at him, really. As I said, he was disappointed with his innings yesterday, but he's just such a dominating batsman normally. A fantastic pull shot. He gets onto anything short very quickly. And you know, so much power behind the man. So
confidence will be high as well after those 3 overs of bowling.
Absolutely. So Nair into Nathan Tyrrell. Looked like a bit of a swing there for Nair. Was that, Chris?
Just a little bit of shape. Just side point, the intensity in the Australian running seems to be a lot more intense than the American running. Dwyer looking, push the fielder, trying to turn those 1s into 2s. Shot from Dwyer onto deep cover, just a single.
So, first over here from Apurva Nair. Yeah, definite swing there. Great stuff there from Apurva. He's got it on a string, which is interesting because we didn't see too much swing from the Aussie players, but it just shows, you know, it is out there, these overcast conditions. And that ball looked like a hoop there. So, yeah, determined cricketer. So, Nathan Tyrrell bunts it down a long off, so an excellent first over there from Apurva. Just 5 runs off it. Good early pressure, and they just need to get a bit of pressure on early. Just get the Aussies doubting themselves a little bit here. As James Kane says, come on Tiz, bat with your normal confidence. It goes back to what we were saying earlier, Chris, that a lot of these guys are so talented, they're so good at what they do generally in last man stands, but then on the bigger stage it's just so easy just to overthink things and
go
not
into your
let
shell.
Absolutely. Well, you know, Nathan Tyrrell, he's blasted bowling attacks all over Australia for so long. You know, that's what he's been selected for, and you know, that's what hopefully we'll see here today.
So what, this is going to be Rafi to bowl the second over. Do you know much about him?
I don't. He's not who I thought Mahesh would probably come on early with his spin. They've obviously decided to go for Rafi Seam instead. I know that he was from.
Great shot from Tyrrell.
There we go. So that's more like it from Nathan Tyrrell. Lovely shot through the covers.
Quite
beautiful timing.
Quite floaty from Rafi, sort of maybe trying to ease himself into his over. Not the ideal start.
He'll be disappointed with that, and it's just tough for these Americans. Any boundary or any sort of early runs really makes it very difficult for them. It's an unorthodox approach with the dark glasses in English cloudy conditions, but each to their own. Seems like a slower ball there. Just
4 more.
Well placed from Nathan Tyrrell, just showing that with these gaps in the placement, that's all you need to do with these fast outfields. Don't have to try and slog it too much. 2 beautiful shots there from Nathan Tyrrell.
Batting the way he does when he's playing back home. Of course, Australia will be looking to win the game, but also chase down the target within 16 overs to get the crucial 20%.
Absolutely, and I think that's what Nathan Tyrrell's well aware of that.
Oh, has he picked the fielder out?
Deep.
Oh, dropped.
There you go. So let off there for the Aussies, and that is, I think that's Mahesh there out in the deep, isn't it?
It'll be interesting to see his technique. Did he try to almost go reverse hands when the ball's floating away from him? Is it much harder to catch the ball?
So real let off there. That's what the US needed. They needed an early wicket. They had their chance there. Nathan Tyrrell at deep mid wicket after hitting 2 boundaries. That would have been a huge coup for the US. Hopefully we'll get to see a replay after this ball.
Well,
off the legs there.
Will that roll all the way? Will that go?
4 leg buys, so nothing going the Americans' way at the moment. 4 leg buys down the leg side.
It's 3 boundaries in the over.
This must be tough here for Rafi. First 2 balls hit for 4. 3rd ball dropped. 4th ball 4 leg buys. Thank you to our resident LMS statsman Dane Rakowski for contributing on the Nathan Tyrrell front. Average of over 80 for Nathan Tyrrell. An incredible strike rate as well. Here we're looking at Brody Dwyer's stats, average of 55 after 241 innings, so incredibly experienced player as well. He's producing all sorts of stats here, Dane Rakowski. Keep him coming, Dane. They're very useful for us.
So 18 for none after 2 overs. Perfect start for Australia.
Absolutely. They're well on top, but just got to get through these first 4 overs without losing a wicket. I think they're pretty much halfway there, aren't they?
So he'll be in a 3 for who will?
Actually got no idea, to be honest.
That's 4 more.
Beautifully timed. So he goes through that region again. So that's 12 runs to Nathan Tyrrell so far. 3 beautiful shots, just showing that on these quick outfield pitches, just proper cricket shots. Value for money there. No need to slog it. Great stuff from Nathan Tyrrell there. Moves to 15 off 7 balls. Pervin, he won't be happy with that.
Balled into the pitch this time.
Absolutely.
Tyrrell just trying to probably hit it too hard.
Well, he was trying to go for the his famed pull shot that I was talking about. You know, anything short of a length, he'll be wanting to dominate. Looking determined. Comes in for his 3rd ball of the over. That swing.
So he found the gap.
Pads. Goes out to the deep, and that's
4
good
more.
placement again from Nathan Tyrrell. Lovely play.
He's playing proper cricket shots.
Absolutely, that was brilliant off his legs there. Big gap between fine leg and the man out at mid wicket. So Nathan Tyrrell now moving on to 19 off 9 balls, and that's just what the Australians need.
Going at 10s. Required rate. Already below 6 and over.
Won't be happy with this so far. Again, beautiful swing. Just is like he's got the ball on a string here. Didn't see any swing in the first innings, and then
that's the areas he needs to hit consistently. Eventually, surely it'll get them a wicket. Need a big couple of overs here, America. Can they stop the runs and pick up a couple? Just put a bit of pressure back on the Australians.
yeah, the pull shot had to reach for it wide outside off stump, and he'll just get the single to mid wicket. You can see how quickly he wants to get onto that back foot for the pull shot there, Chris.
Just sat waiting for it.
So Nair finishes his second over, none for 14 after 2 overs. Australia well placed at 27 for none after 3. Chasing 129 is the victory target. So another 102 runs needed from 85 deliveries. So real pressure on the Americans here. They haven't... they'll turn to Chanderpaul's bowling at some point, surely, won't they?
I think you say that he went out over 10 and over in the previous game.
Good zip on him though. Something different. It's also just facing up against those international players, you know, could sow a bit of a seed of doubt in the Aussie players' mind, or just try and tempt them into hoiking them for 6 and
try and be the hero, stop the Aussies from...
I don't think you can stop the Aussies really today. So Mahesh, I thought he could have opened the bowling, but he's coming on for the 4th over instead.
Throw hard down the ground.
Full first up, and he gets away with that. Up to a perver in the deep.
Good bowling, boy. Good bowling, boy.
It's a very important spell as well. Mahesh has also been a standout bowler for the Americans so far this tournament. So him and Perver Nair really hold the key for me. Good flight there, stayed a bit low.
Just one, boy. Just one,
Well played in the end by Dwyer.
Absolutely. Managed to work away for a single. That's one that could easily have been out LBW too. Kept a bit low. Good bowling from Mahesh. As you can see in the background there, if you're not playing Last Man Stands already, lastmanstands.com/join. If you've got your own team or you want to join another team, just visit the website. It takes about a minute to register. Nathan Tyrrell just off his legs there, watchfully playing Mahesh into the deep.
Good bowling, boy.
Well,
Good bowling, boy.
Not really into the deep. Could have been deep on the backfield.
It went 2 pitches over.
So that's in the deep for me, Chris.
Dwyer works it into the leg side.
They're running hard. He's pushing Nathan Tyrrell, who doesn't want it. There you go. Brody is not happy with that.
Good work, Silver. Good work,
Really,
boy.
do we sense a bit of tension between the two openers there, Chris?
I think Brody, because he knows his role, he's happy to bat through, but he still doesn't want to leave runs on the field.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It would have been a risky 2 there, I think. I think Nathan, in the context now, was right to turn it down. Oh, there from Mahesh. That was a cracking delivery there.
Probably shouldn't have turned that single down, 2 down earlier.
That's a shame, because Nathan Tyrrell was going really well there. It was a pleasure to watch a few of those shots. Had a slight let off with a potential catch in the deep midway through his innings, but look at the spin here. This looked like a cracking delivery to me, Chris. Well flighted up. And just, where did that hit? Did that hit centre?
I think it went through between bat and pad, did it? I don't think it beat him past the outside edge.
Let's have a look from this angle. Yeah, he was trying to just off his legs, just trying to work it out to mid-wicket there.
Looks disappointment walking off.
Disappointed in himself. He knows he was batting well. That was his chance to go on and wrap up these bonus points for Australia. But still a good knock from Nathan Tyrrell. Great opening dig. 22 off 14 balls. So, who we got here at number 3? We've got Puri Sotherman, Srinivasan. Puri, to you, Chris.
I think I'll just commentate when Brody's on strike.
So Srinivasan, a devastating all-rounder for the Australian team. We saw him bowl a great spell, unlucky at the end with a couple of boundaries. There you go. Nathan Tyrrell blowing kisses back to his family down in south coast of New South Wales, down towards Jervis Bay. Famous, beautiful part of Australia. So here we go with
double
Sid
ball and
coming
change.
on
Yeah.
top.
Double ball and change.
Absolutely. I'm astonished actually that Apurva Nair has been taken out the attack.
Maybe he'd feel spin is the way to go.
So Srinivasan, just watch this delivery first.
2 dots. 2 dots.
Good start, yeah. Srinivasan took a cracking catch along with his good spell in the Australia innings. So good dig with the bat here. Could see him up there for the
Man of the match.
Man of the Match award. Just flies it up. I think
they're going to run hard there. Run hard.
Coming back for 2.
Yeah, well run.
Excellent running from Puri there. Quick running to get back for 2. Keep the pressure on the fielders. They've obviously decided that they're just wanting to take the pace off the ball, aren't they?
Try and force a couple of false shots from these Australian batsmen.
Thank you, Dane Rakowski. So Syed Hussain, 22 wickets at an average of 25.
Dwyer forced out to cover just a single.
Good bowling, Sid. Good bowling, Sid. You want me to come up a little?
So Devanoni, he batted well at the top of the order. Not as quick as he would have liked, but that was
is that a deucer?
that looked like an excellent delivery there from Devanoni. We'll have to have a look at that again.
I think it went the wrong way.
So get away with 2 there. Got to have another look at that again. Surely that was like a cracking delivery.
It's a change of delivery from Sid.
Let's have a look at this. It looks like it.
Oh, that's a big 10.
Great bowling there. So well.
Here we go.
That'll put a few doubts in the Aussie batsmen's minds. So Devanoni showing his worth, and the spin again of Mahesh. He'll be high on confidence after the wicket in the last over, having got out the other left-hander. Nathan Tyrrell clean bowled with a cracking delivery. Brodie Dwyer over 8,000 LMS runs at an average of 55, so great experience.
84 50s.
Well, I know that well, couldn't even begin to imagine how many 50s there are in this Australian side in total. I think, along with the South Africans, are by far the most experienced LMS teams in this tournament. So Brodie Dwyer, 8 off 11 now.
Forced off the back foot. Run the first one hard. Will he look for 2? Settle for 1.
Good fielding there from Ravi in the deep. So Puri, be a bit worried off that first delivery. A few doubts in his mind for sure. They'll have to face that first up. Did very well not to get out to it actually. There we go, Srinivasan. There we go, so Cameron losing the ball a bit there, but just went straight to keeper. I think a bit of under edge, was it?
Americans have brought the run rate right down.
Absolutely. Tough start even while these 2 bowlers
Forced into the offside.
take the pace off the ball.
They're going to easy to.
There. So that takes a bit of the pressure off Puri. That's all the Aussies need to really keep doing, isn't it? It's just sticking it over. No need for the big shots. At this stage, they've just got to consolidate again, I think, rather than thinking about the bonus points. The only way they're going to lose this game is by losing another couple of quick wickets now. So.
Yeah, I think it's important that they get the game won first before they even start thinking about bonus points. Don't have egg on their face. Down the ground.
Puri down the ground, it's long on. That'll just be the single.
Spinner's doing a fantastic job for
Great
America.
stuff from Mahesh. 2 overs, 1 for 7. Fantastic. 1 for 8 from Mahesh off 2. So brilliant stuff from him. As we said earlier, along with the Perver, has really been the pick of the American bowlers this tournament. So he's got to bowl 4 here, hasn't he?
I think bowls out. Try and get the required run rate up. If he can get it up to 7.5, 8 and over, and pick up a couple of wickets, a little bit of pressure on the Australian middle order.
Well, the Australia there's already the pressure building on the Australian order here. They'll be well aware that the Americans are right back in this now. 2 quick wickets will really get the doubts going. I think this one's an important over, Chris. So Devaney back into the attack.
Just a single out of deep cover.
Brodie Dwyer, very important for him to be there at the end now, in my opinion, Chris. 9 of 13 balls, he's opened the batting, he's just got to play that anchor role. Just keep it ticking, just support the rest of the batsmen.
I think we can say if he gets 50, Australia will win the game.
Just one, just one.
It was a bit bigger there, but it'll just be 2
good
runs.
running, great running.
Easy 2 for the Aussies there. It's a very quick runner, Brodie Dwyer. Puri as well, quick runner, so it's going to be important, a few of these 2s. Trent Thompson watching, the New South Wales North Coast LMS manager, assertively saying that we will get through the group stage for sure. Still quite tight in there, Trent. A few good sides knocking around. The South African side, incredible experience. One of the great games, last man stands yesterday against Singapore. Yep. South Africa, Singapore, an absolutely cracking game.
White ball.
Go down the leg side, so that relieves a bit of a pressure. So Devaney will be very disappointed with that after the way he's bowled so far.
Well, Australia still needs to play South Africa. I think that's one of the final games on Friday. It could literally be a winner-takes-all clash with the loser going home.
Absolutely, that'd be
It's a big shout. It's a big shout.
Surely going down the leg
giving
side.
it. He's giving it. Oh.
Well, there you go.
That's the bit of luck America needed.
Very experienced umpire, Shafi Tanvir. But I mean, for me, for all money, that's going down the leg side. What's your first call on it, Chris?
Yeah, I thought missing leg.
Puri be disappointed with that. So, well, the pressure building on the Aussies here. Now we really do have a game on our hands. Let's have a look. No DRS in LMS yet. Devaney comes in.
Umpire's call leg stump.
Could be clipping leg stump. It looks relatively high as well, but this pitch is often staying low. Let's see how high this hits him. No, that's low enough. Well, I think we've got to give it to the umpire. That could have been a decent, well, maybe clipping leg. Well, Puri will be disappointed, but
as a batsman, I think you're disappointed to be giving out LBW for that. As a bowler, you think it's out.
Peter Bowman, Canberra manager, saying that that's straightened down the line. Neil Smith, let me have a look at this. So Joel Hall wanting to review it. Well, it brings in the Australian tour captain, Sam Lang, deposed for the day by Marty Henderson. He was going to sit out this game, but a late decision for him to play instead. Saw him bat very well in the first game in a losing cause against Sri Lanka. It's the last man standing. Vastly experienced Sammy Lang, over 12,000 runs, and I'm sure that one of his huge fans out there, Joel Hall or Dane Rakowski, can supply us with more detailed stats shortly. It's huge there.
We have a game.
Well, forget about those stats, guys, because that's Sam Lang gone. Back to the bowler, Devaney coming on, we thought that USA only had 2 bowlers today, but he's proved us wrong. Beautiful stuff here. And that one crack at his best delivery yet didn't even get him a wicket. So let's see, flights this up. Sam is trying to move it to the leg side, leading edge back to the bowler. Be very disappointed with that, Sammy. Wonderful cricketer. Just trying to work it to the leg side. He didn't really do much wrong there, Sam. Just a
little bit of turn.
So now the actual captain for the day, Marty Henderson. Oh, this situation is just made for Marty, and he's out there with his close Ipswich buddy and teammate Brodie Dwyer. The two of them have won the national championships in Australia twice with their team from Ipswich, Queensland near Brisbane, second 11. They've travelled to 2 world championships together. They played at Lord's together. So, big match experience between the two of them. Marty Henderson, over 13,000 runs in LMS. So, in this kind of context, you want the men with experience, and he knows Brodie's batting and running better than anyone. So, this could be a crucial partnership, I think, for Australia, Chris.
I think you need Marty's grit, determination. This is the type of character that you want out in the middle at the moment. The ball is turning.
Good try, boy. Good try, boy.
Down a long on. Purva Nair fields. The Americans will be boosted by the fact that they know that Nair's still got 2 overs to come.
Be unsure of the depth beyond the 3 bowlers.
Lance Hockham, what sort of shot was that, Lang? I don't think it was too bad a shot, actually, Chris. He was just trying to work it safely to the leg side first up, wasn't he? And just mistimed it.
Pitch is it's fairly slow. It's the second or third day we've using this track, so I've had well over 200 overs bowled on it. It's tough for the new batsman to come in and get accustomed straight away.
It's an incredible spell here from Mahesh and Devanani. They've just come on and really turned the screw.
It's a white ball.
Up until that delivery. I'll keep talking then.
You've got this commentator's curse down to a fine art.
Absolutely no chance of this bowler bowling another wide now this over, Chris. He's learnt his lesson there.
Back to his basic
That's
outside off stump.
Easy single, but they're not gonna push for 2. I think just a bit of consolidation time for the Aussies here. All thoughts of the bonus points chasing down in under 16 overs I think will have gone out the window now. Just be about getting this over the line. 2 more wickets really puts the pressure on.
Oh,
yeah. Marty Henderson just off his legs there. $15 off 18 for Brodie Dwyer, which normally he'd be disappointed in, but in the context of this game, it's just crucial that he stays there. He's got his eye in now, he knows how the pitch is playing. He's just got to be there at the end for the Australians. Mahesh, last delivery of his 3rd over. Brilliant spell so far.
oh, inside edge. Just a single.
Inside or outside edge?
Inside edge onto
was
the
it?
pad.
Oh, onto the... Okay. There you go. So Brodie lucky to get away with that. Another good delivery from Mahesh. Another great over. 3 overs, 1 for 14 now. And we're going to see Devanani come in again. So they're really putting all their eggs in one basket at the moment. Just until they have to, really. This is the crucial spell of the game.
Can they get 1 more wicket? The first time the required run rate is now above the actual run rate.
Quite an urgent looking chat there between Marty and Brodie. They'll be feeling the pressure. If they have a big partnership to get Australia through here, this is something that we'll certainly be hearing about for years to come, Chris.
Yep. But
and we were there watching it live at the time.
The majority of the spectators here were rooting for an American win.
Adam Hyman from Gold Coast, who's a exceptional LMS player on the Gold Coast, saying, can we get Scott Palombo and Josh Can into the team? Well, guys, make sure you produce at the Nationals. Get your chance next time. 2 fantastic players there, Can and Palombo.
Oh, big shout, I think going down. Going down.
Like to have another look at that one there, Chris. Devanani. Just right on the money again. There we go. So,
not really going to see the angle here.
So hit low enough. Decent step down the wicket. Devanani. Wide stance from Marty Henderson.
Pushed out into the covers.
It's
Running
going far.
first one hard.
No. Good fielding there. Well in. Who's that? Is that Mahesh in the deep? Or do we have Mahesh down here? No, we have Mahesh down here. I do want to see Chanderpaul bowling, Chris, even if he does go for a lot of runs.
You'd say that as an Australian. Well bowled. This is brilliant from Sid.
I want to see Chanderpaul come on, get a hat-trick, and
Australia still win the game.
Matt Angus to win it as last man standing. That would be my my dream. Great bowling for Devon
run out.
again.
Did he pick? Oh,
if you'd picked that up and turned and thrown, that could have been a chance. Well, we saw a brilliant run out. Was it in the? It was in the last game, wasn't it, Chris? That exceptional double play from the bowler. Took a difficult catch and then just turned and threw down the stumps when he only had one stump to aim at. There you go. Careful batting from Marty Henderson. Devon, third over finished. 2 for 11 off his 3 overs. Fantastic spell so far.
75 required from 55 balls. Now, singles aren't going to do the job here.
Dane Rakowski says, one Oz player hasn't batted or bowled yet. Who is it? I think. Dane, I hate to say it, because often you are right about things, but I think you were wrong there. Matty Angus. Well, Rakowski, you're obviously not watching the games close enough if you think that Matt Angus hasn't batted or bowled yet, but I'll let you look back over all the old footage. He's bowled, he hasn't batted. Sorry, Chris, what are you saying? Have I got that wrong?
I don't think Matt Angus bowled.
Matt Angus has bowled. He has bowled. I'm sure he's bowled. Must have just been in my dreams. Dane, can you look at the last 2 scorecards, please, and see if Matt Angus has bowled? Otherwise I'm going mad. Tanya Nick Dwyer is not an opener. He scored over 8,000 runs as an opener, so kind of may disagree with you there. And he bit full there. Marty Henderson around the corner, and I don't think you.
That's going to be 4 runs.
Almost 1,000 LMS teams playing across Australia year round, and he topped the batting rankings at the Nationals and has won the national title twice opening. So he's got a lot of pedigree, and it's tough conditions out there. It's this isn't easy batting. It wasn't easy batting on this wicket yesterday either. Keegan Catford, thank you. Rob Stevenson is not often wrong in anything in life, but Dane Rakowski, I hope that you remember.
4 more. Marty, back-to-back boundaries.
Important stuff from Marty Henderson here. Stepping up. Big gap down there, Chris.
Marty doing what Marty does best.
It's just, I mean...
It's captain.
Did well, that one kept low, Marty.
Still no change in the field for America.
There's real pressure on this bowler, isn't it now, Chris? So... got a few runs with the bat.
Again, same shot.
Option.
This time.
Just single this time. Oh,
Chanderpaul, taking on Chanderpaul. Big shout, not out.
Good running there from Marty Henderson. Real urgency there. And it's just excellent batting here from Marty Henderson. A couple of boundaries and a 2 just to relieve the pressure that was really building on Australia.
Good work from Chanderpaul in the deep.
Was.
Oh.
Keeper a bit away from the stumps there, a bit close to the stumps then.
Could have been a lot closer. Change of angle now from the bowler, right arm round. Oh, Henderson with the dab.
Yeah, down third man, he's going back for an easy 2 there.
4.
Oh, 4 runs. God, it's a huge gap there down to third man. I didn't realise how far around the deep point is.
Henderson really is a 360 player. Hit the ball fine down the offside.
So he's just showing his strength of character. Bowling change come on, and he's just stamped his authority on the game. Australian captain for the day, Marty Henderson.
That's 10 overs up. 69 for 3 after 10.
So looking at this scorecard, you can see when the big player Sam Lang got that golden duck, caught and bowled by Devaney. There's all sorts of pressure on the Aussies there. Run rate was slowing down, but then Marty Henderson has just come in and just showed his mental strength, just to go straight after the new bowler, put the pressure right back on the Americans. So at the halfway point, 69 for 3, helped by a 15 run over there in the 10th over. That's a significant difference there. So just probably about 30 seconds before we get going in the next 10. And who do we have bowling here?
Is this Shiv?
I certainly hope it is Shiv.
Yeah, looks like it.
Get very excited if we have Shiv Narayan Chanderpaul.
You caught the
bowling.
hat-trick earlier.
I won't be excited about the hat-trick just when Matt Angus wins it as last man standing. Couldn't think of a nicer man for a hat-trick ball to get out than Marty Henderson either. Good friend of mine, Marty Henderson. All said in jest.
Brave when he can't hear you.
It's when he listens back to this at 2 AM tonight.
You get a phone call off him.
He doesn't know where I'm staying, so it's okay. So here we go. Second 10 overs. Tight game here. 69 for 3. Brodie Dwyer 19 off 23 balls. He's set. Important that he stays through to the end.
Shiv bowling in his cap. Oh, beating him past the outside edge.
Oh, that wasn't an edge?
No, I don't think he touched it. I think.
Okay, well, I'd like to have another look at that. No, buys.
If you can watch the game, Rob, that'd be much appreciated.
Try to. We're quite far from the pitch. So Chanderpaul, a bit surprised that he's bowling in his cap. A bit unprofessional. You don't normally do that in England, do you?
Quite cold. Needs extra warmth.
Absolute legend of the game, Shiv Narayan Chanderpaul. Over 200 test matches for the West Indies.
Not really known for his bowling.
Dane Rakowski, if you could send us any information on, or anyone out there on Shiv Narayan Chanderpaul's bowling, that'll help us out. Test match bowling preference. Brodie Dwyer, 19 off 24 balls. All the batters out there. Chanderpaul, that was a bit uncharacteristic from him.
Oh,
Fights it up there. Good turn. Turn the other way, that one.
he's bowling. Seems to be bowling leg east to the right-handers, and off east to the left-hander, looking to take the ball away from the batsman both times. Final ball, Chanderpaul's first over. Leggy again. Beats him.
There you go. Well, Matty Angus has managed to survive 3 balls from Shiv Narayan Chanderpaul there. So, good first over there from Shiv Narayan Chanderpaul. 1 wicket for 6 runs. Lovely stuff. Should have bowled a bit more of that yesterday rather than his seamers.
Is that why you bowled yesterday? Did you bowl seamers yesterday?
The bowling that I saw from him yesterday did look like seam. He definitely bowled at least 1 over his seam. That I saw wasn't very productive. Marty Henderson, crucial now. 18 off 9. Is he going to carry on attacking or? Oh wow! How about that?
Top ball.
Short of a length, shot through, absolute P-roller. If that's on the stumps, you're incredibly unlucky.
Rafi still persisting with the shades.
Right, so Rafi, who one of the opening bowlers, just bowled 1 over earlier. Nathan Till dispatched him twice through the covers for 4.
Oh.
There you go,
10 and bounce.
So you see, that's a bit of
Marty Henderson's not happy with the umpiring here at all. Feels that he's missed out on 2 wides.
Wouldn't mind having a look at that again, but let's see if we can see a replay. Probably not in time for this delivery though.
Oh,
Yeah, great play there from Marty Henderson. Just a little dab down there.
well,
That'll just be a
they looked for
single.
2. Marty was keen. Matt Angus.
A pervert, no, yeah. No one's going to chance his arm. He's a strong man, a pervert. Quick arm on him. So, Shivnarine Chanderpaul, thanks to Dane Rakowski here. 9 test wickets. Dismissed Javagal Srinath twice. But then some pretty good batsmen after that. Laxman, Graham Thorpe, Stephen Fleming, Steve Waugh. And also Shane Bond, Sunil Joshua and Amar Sahale. So, you know, multiple test wickets. So it's an honour for these guys to bat against the legend of the game like Shivnarine Chanderpaul. Fantastic opportunity for them to come and just be a part of all of this, and a true career highlight for all of these guys.
Angus out to deep point, just a single.
Shivnarine Chanderpaul in the deep. So, interesting change from Rafi, deciding that the spin option is the way to go, and that's what's pulling the USA back into this game. I mean, what do you think at this stage, Chris? Do you think they've got a chance here, the Americans?
Oh, definitely. I'm still not sure.
Look at those last 10 balls there. So one wide has gone for 4 in the last 10 balls. There's been stumping and then 4 singles. So
they're turning the screw. That's where if they were defending 140, you'd arguably have the Americans as slight favourites, but as they're only defending 128.
This Chanderpaul's just got to learn to stop bowling wides. Go out to deep there.
Will he look for 2? Will he push?
Sure,
just a single.
So Marty Henderson now, this innings is now of massive importance. He's set 20 off 13. He's going well. 4 wickets down for the Aussies. Number 6 batsman in. Really important for him just to play a captain's innings here and get through.
See his team home.
He really spins it a lot, Chanderpaul, and that's out to deep point again for another single. So we good for Matt Angus there, just to feel bat on ball against Chanderpaul after the last over. This glorious English summer that we were discussing earlier, Chris, is fast turning not so glorious. It's incredibly cold here now.
In front of square this time from Henderson. Will he look for 2 this time?
Oh, there's slight hesitancy there.
There's Angus. Oh, Angus is gone. Oh.
Absolute shocker there. Hesitation in taking off for the second.
He was slow to turn for the 2.
That's just the pressure there, isn't it? There was absolutely no need to go for that second run there. Well, let's have another look at this. So, see the running here. They go fast for the first one. Good running.
Good shot from Marty. Marty was always interested in 2. He says 2 to Angus straight away.
Absolutely. They start going.
Angus.
There was just that slight hesitation before he got going.
No, he was out.
Yeah.
He is out.
Definitely out.
That's 2 great decisions from the umpires in the last couple of overs.
Let's have a look from here. We've said definitely out. That's good. But it was just that slight half-second delay.
Good from Rafi. Quick release. I think this will prove that Chanderpaul, cool, calm. Yeah, I'd say he's out. That's a fair decision.
Yep. Good stuff from Chanderpaul there to take that cleanly and rotate round in one motion. So Matty Angus, the pressure there, 7 off 5, Big Ziad Abbas.
I think they're watching the highlight of the game to check the dismissals.
Absolutely.
Marty, back cut. Is that into the gap? That's a fantastic
Beautiful
shot from Marty Henderson.
Brilliant stuff from Marty Henderson. Such a mentally strong player. So just keeping his head there. Lovely stuff. Real captain's innings in the making here. But, I mean, now it's really game on here, Chris. I mean, 3 wickets for USA to win. Still another 47 runs required from the Australians.
What, another wide ball from Shiv. Oh, a bit mix up.
Bowler's end. He'll get back there. Hayden Page. So Hayden Page at the crease now. The Australians bat all the way down. Just unbelievable stats. To give you some idea, every player in this Australian side, outside of Puras Sutherman, Srinivasan, have a batting average over 50. So
deal back.
Quality all the way down.
That's 4. That'll be 4. Marty Henderson.
Great play from Marty Henderson there. couple of times when the USA have just really seemed to have Australia under pressure, he's just come out the next over.
He's found a couple of boundaries to give Australia the momentum back. You can see him geeing up Page.
So, Chanderpaul debuted in March 1994 in Tests. He now plays alongside his son for Guyana and Lancashire for county cricket, 9 days shy of his 44th birthday. Incredible stuff from Shivnarine.
He's on a Red Bull contract only at Lancs.
Well, given that he's only making his LMS debut this week, he could be playing LMS at the age of 74 at this rate, given his longevity in the game. Could become a true legend of cricket.
Not if it's this cold every game.
Well, the next World Series isn't going to be in this wintry North English conditions, Chris. Where will it be? So Rafi, who surely was going to continue with the spin. Very productive last over with it.
Page works it away. Will they look for two?
He got to run two there.
Oh, he's turned slow this time. Another better throw. Oh, collision. I wouldn't want to run into Hayden Page.
He's holding his nose. Is that a...
It's Rube.
Oh, could be a bit of nose damage there for Hayden. Is that a bit of blood? Yeah, a lot of blood, isn't it? Didn't he, the grill of his helmet
into his face.
This could be really nasty, actually.
Left hand from the keeper.
Oh, surely it's going to be delayed. Oh, no, whoa. Helmet straight back on.
I don't think there is any blood.
Lots of blood there, Chris. You sure?
Yeah, there's nothing there. Sorry, Rob appears to be watching a different game to everybody else.
Incredible figures there for Hayden Page. Average of 68 at a strike rate of 209. Lovely shot there.
That'll be an easy two. Definitely. Marty will come back easy.
Good stuff here from Hayden Page. Solid first couple of shots.
He's calling for a cap.
Yep. So 3 wickets left for the Australians.
I'm not sure.
Required run rate. Now just 5 and over.
It's now manageable. Singles will win the game.
Get your hands warm.
So Dane Rakowski has come in with some incredible stats here for the Australian side. Over 60,000 LMS runs in this LMS Australian side. 61,528 runs with 672 scores of over 50. So there you go, that's quite a lot of run scoring experience in the Aussie lineup.
Dane, how does that compare if you go to the South African side that's out here? Because they're just so easy to.
Yeah, Dane, if you could look at the South Africans when you get a
comparison.
10 minutes, that would be useful for us.
Think so?
Joel Hall's asking where's Rob's stats. We'd all be keen to have a look at them.
Joel Hall. You know my stats, Joel. No need for that.
Shot again from Page. Marty will Marty look for two. Great running from Marty.
Right, so a very fit man, Marty Henderson.
Strikes me as this the type of guy that you want. Australia a little bit of trouble.
Let's have a look at your Page. He's not looking too comfortable.
I think he's fine.
Is that, it looks like a bit of a... Is that swelling under his eye, or is that just his normal look?
Don't know. Any friends or family of Hayden Page? Like
He doesn't look very comfortable at all there.
No, he's fine. He's just gonna
wiped away the blood a long time ago. There's a big man, Hayden Page, right next to Ziad there, and anyone who makes Ziad look small is
he's a big man.
So that was Ziad Abbas, who's sitting out the game for Australia today. No doubt see him back in the side on Thursday. Joel Hall, I know you couldn't get back to ball when I bowled to you at Nationals in 2016. Joel, I don't remember you ever bowling a ball that wasn't a wide or a no ball in LMS, so that's probably the reason, buddy.
Rob scored runs in every continent he's ever played cricket on.
When you play enough games in every continent, Chris, they generally get a run or two somewhere. So, lovely stuff there. They're gonna come back for 2 there.
Very felt. Marty,
just such a quick runner, Marty Henderson. Yeah, there's a lot of ones that he turns into 2s. He's just so intense with his running. 31 off 18 deliveries. This is a proper captain's knock now in the context. Australia now needing a runner ball. Well, it'll be slightly less than a runner ball now. Was it 28 of 29 balls? A Pervin Nair bowling, and this is the big. Well, for me, it's a massive over from a Perver.
Needs to try and find a breakthrough. I'd look at if they can get Marty.
So USA understanding the importance of this over by bringing on their best bowler, the Pervin Nair. He was absolutely hooping it earlier. So
I think the. Sorry,
Chris,
I was going to say the Australian bonus point victory probably out of reach now, so it could well be America's first bonus point.
Hayden Page out to the deep there, but he's managed to get that in the gap. Brilliant stuff.
Shot. Fantastic shot.
Once again, Hayden Page making sure that we can advertise the competition there.
What a man.
Down the deep, lastmanstands.com/join if you want to get involved in playing this great sport. All around the world now, Last Man Stands. It's excellent stuff from Hayden. He came into a real pressure cooker, but he's played 3 or 4 excellent shots now.
He's been the partner that Marty needed.
Wonderful singer as well. I've got a
shot. That's 4 more. That's a great shot.
Brilliant stuff from Hayden Page. So that's really relieved the pressure for Australia.
Maybe the bonus points aren't safe.
Well, do you think that's what they're thinking about now? So he entertained the crowd with a brilliant rendition of Land Down Under, Hayden Page.
Oh, fantastic.
A couple of innings ago. So talent's way beyond his cricketing abilities, that's for sure. That's good stuff from the young man. Once again, we've spoken about it before. We'll just watch this delivery first.
Oh, dot ball.
Just not happy with himself there. So Hayden, the only Indigenous representation in the Australian side here. He's played for Northern Territory and ACT in the Impaja Cup, the annual Indigenous tournament down in Alice Springs each year. He's from country New South Wales, and country Australia has produced a hell of a lot of great cricketers down the years, real hardy cricketers. Blokes like, well, Wagga Wagga in particular, which isn't too far from Canberra, where Hayden plays his cricket now, has produced some real legends of the game down the years. Mark Taylor included, Michael Slater.
Back to spin, Mahesh. Onto his final over, 2 for 11. Can he get a breakthrough? 19 from 25.
Apparently we need to stop breathing so heavily into the microphone, but I'm sure all these comments coming in from Australia, you're not trying to commentate in about 7 degrees Celsius.
Great dive from Marty Henderson.
Lovely stuff from Marty. I mean, Marty scored all around the ground. Now this is brilliant stuff from him.
So for a bonus, they need 15 to go.
3 balls, 15 runs. That's
doable.
Lovely stuff from Hayden Page. It's been so impressive this tournament. So, Hayden, a Kamilaroi man from Coonamble, which is in central western New South Wales. Kamilaroi. So bonus points. They'll have to get these runs.
4 more for Marty Henderson. He moves on to 42.
Well, he's having a go for these bonus points. This makes it very interesting. So, what do we got now? two balls left because they've got to get it in less than 16 overs, so it has to be 15.4 overs for the bonus points. 11 runs off 2 balls. A bit too much, really, isn't it? Need a wide down the leg side.
So Marty will look for 2. Look for 2. Yeah.
Good stuff for Marty. So
Marty moves on to 44.
A wide here keeps the bonus point option alive. Otherwise, the bonus points will go to the USA. Will pick up their first bonus points of the tournament. Marty Henderson, 44 of 23 balls. This is a terrific knock from the captain here.
If he left it, it probably would have been given as a wide.
Absolutely, that's
oh, went the bowler's end.
He's going to the
no.
danger man. Danger end.
For Marty.
There was always 2 there. But you're right, if he'd left that, could have been a wide. Then he could have hit it for 6. And Australia would have got 2 more bonus points. Easy as that.
Those bonus points could be crucial at the end of the week.
On strike, Marty Henderson, 46 not out.
Shot.
Plays that beautifully into the
Marty.
Just some of those shots there from Marty Henderson, and just the context of the game when he came in massively under pressure to go out there as captain, hit 50 off 25 deliveries.
Batting on a completely
unbelievable stuff.
Great knock.
He knows he's won his
the game.
Just look at the intensity of the man. I mean, that's a cracking shot just to bring up your 50. That's just proper cricket shots all around there from Marty Henderson. A few great late cuts.
Oh, celebration.
Picked the gap well. Young Jake O'Connell coming in now, the 17-year-old. He's got his pink gloves on, like the Rock Lobsters, who play in pink. Legendary team of last man stands in Australia. 3 Australian national finals, including winning the last one. Tournament in 2017, which young Jake O'Connell was player of the tournament at the age of 16.
Fantastic. Marty had a great reception at the Australian boys for Marty.
Shows the camaraderie in that Australian team. Loves a hug, Marty Henderson, and he's getting lots of them now. Joel Hall showing his love for the Australian captain. Great stuff again from Hayden Page. Absolutely.
So 2 required.
2 required to win, so chance for young Jake to get a couple more minutes of experience out in the middle there.
Good for him if he's the one to hit the winning runs for Australia. Nice little confidence booster. In front of square. I think this will be the...
They come back and that is safe, so that's the 2. That's the game for Australia. Solid win for them. Just missed out on the bonus points for chasing down inside 16 overs. But still, good confidence building win for them. The linchpin of the innings, Marty Henderson with that terrific 50, but Hayden Page as well. That was a great little knock from him to come in again at a pressure point. Score runs quickly. Well played to the USA. They did really well, I think, to put a lot of pressure on the Australians after they had underscored. Kept at it in the field.
They gave them a scare. I think at one point it was almost a 50-50 game when Sam Lang had got chip one straight back to the bowler. And then Dwyer stumped off Chanderpaul. But Marty Henderson, absolutely fantastic.
There's also some brilliant umpiring decisions in there as well, I think, Chris. Some real 50-50 calls that it looks like the umpires got it completely right on, didn't it? That stumping, the run out, that LBW, slightly clipping leg. What have we got here? Marty Henderson running around the pitch. I would call him over to say a few words, but I'm sure he's going to have an interview done with him. But
I think he's heading straight over to alternate Compton.
He looks determined for that interview, that's for sure. And
will he be captain of the next game?
This is I think after that performance, we won't ever see Australian side without Marty Henderson as captain. I certainly wouldn't stand in his way, but I mean, Sam Lang, he's the leader of this unit. It's all about Sam. He gave Marty the opportunity today, but he's an absolute legend. Contrasting fortunes, golden duck for Sam. If we look down that scorecard, I mean, that's a great partnership there towards the end. Marty Henderson and Hayden Page, when they were 5 wickets down, pressure all over the Aussies, just to carry on playing positively and easily see their team over the line. Terrific stuff. Brodie Dwyer and Nathan Till got the guys off to a solid start, avoided the early wickets, which is crucial. Look at the bowling there. Devon Haney, he'd be disappointed that he didn't manage to get through his 4 overs. He bowled terrifically, 2 for 14, and a few other deliveries in there as well that didn't get him wickets. Shivnarine Chanderpaul, career highlight for him, getting his first wicket in last man stands. Apurva Nair bowled his 4 overs, ended up wicketless. For me, that was the key, really. I know they've got 5 wickets, but they needed a couple of early wickets from Apurva's swing bowling to really put the pressure on. But there we go.
So Australia win by 3 wickets.
I think we'll be going over shortly to the interview with Marty Henderson and Nick Compton.
Only day 3 and already we've had 2 cracking games here in the LMS World Series. I've got a living legend next to me here, Shivnarine Chanderpaul, who's playing for the USA. Shiv, I'm going to start with you. A difficult loss, but nice to see you in the runs again.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think we came short a bit. If we probably have gotten 150, give us a better fight. But still, we know we stuck with it and we had a decent fight.
How are your thoughts on the format on LMS and your first impressions of it?
Oh, it's exciting. It's great. We're having good fun, and that's what you want. You want to have fun. You want to enjoy it, and that's what we are doing.
Oh, great! And the conditions a little bit dusty now.
It's been a bit slow this morning. The guys, they bowled well on the wicket. They hit the lengths, and wasn't that easy to hit. But you had to keep taking it over and try to run as much as you can. But if you get balls to score off, you got to grab the opportunity.
Oh mate, it was great watching you bat out there, and thanks for coming to join the USA team. I think they're really enjoying having you.
Yeah, they're a bunch of good guys. They're having fun and they're enjoying the cricket. That's the main thing,
Thanks, mate. Cheers. Marty, going to bring you in, the winning captain. Should have been captain from the start, apparently. Tell us about that.
Look, I'm very happy with Sam and the way he runs his show. He gave me today's show for a special mate of ours, AJ. This was for you and your 3 girls, mate. Hope you're watching back home, girls.
Oh, thanks, mate. That's really special. Great to see you guys getting some momentum as well and starting to play some good cricket.
It's starting to come together. Obviously, it's a lot different conditions in Australia. We used to bounce and speed, and I think this is just going to get slower and slower as it goes on. The outfield is lightning here, so it's very easy to just push holes and make good runs.
Great, mate. Well, thanks, I'd lovely to see the Aussies playing some good cricket. You know how important it is that Australia are up there at the end of the day. So another great game. Stay tuned for more action coming soon.
So, looking at Pool B now, lifts Australia up to 20 points. As we were saying, the bonus points, crucial importance in a tight pool like this. 20 points for Australia, but they do go up ahead of Singapore on net run rate, so that's going to be a massive game. Australia versus Singapore. Big pressure on the South Africans to bounce back when they take on Wales later today, this evening. So there'll be, as I say, be a stronger Welsh side that we see out there. So see how that one shapes up. But the South Africans will know that they've got to bounce back from that terrific game against Singapore yesterday. That game against Singapore, we discussed it briefly earlier. Singapore came out all guns blazing, bowled out the South Africans on the smaller back pitch for only 144. But then the South Africans really responded, went through the Singapore batsmen, and it was just up to their skipper, Manveer Singh. He just played a terrific knock after bowling 4 overs 2 for 16. I think actually it's 4 overs 2 for 21. He then responded and got 73 not out as the last man standing to get Singapore over the line with 2 balls to spare. Just an unbelievable game, and anyone that watched it yesterday picks it out as one of their best LMS games they've watched. So Singapore side to really watch out for, Chris.